Top 10 Worst American Cars. Number 10 Ford Pinto, 1971 to 1980. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the infamous Ford Pinto, a car that became a symbol of corporate negligence. On the surface, the Pinto wasn't a terrible idea, a small, affordable subcompact for the growing demand in the 70s. It was cheap to buy, starting at around $2,000 when new, and it offered decent fuel economy during the oil crisis. But the Pinto's design flaw and its fuel tank placement sealed its reputation. Positioned dangerously close to the rear bumper, the tank had a tendency to rupture and explode in rear-end collisions. Worse, internal documents later revealed Ford knew about the problem but decided it was cheaper to settle lawsuits than to redesign the car. Performance was equally underwhelming. Its base 1.6-liter four-cylinder produced just 75 horsepower, struggling to reach 96 miles per hour, 155 kilometers per hour, at best. While it sold well during its run, the Pinto's legacy became a cautionary tale in automotive ethics, proving that cutting corners in safety can ruin a car's reputation forever. Number 9 Chevrolet Vega, 1970 to 1977. At number 9 is the Chevrolet Vega, GM's attempt to compete with small imports like the Toyota Corolla and Datsun 510. Initially praised for its sharp styling and innovative aluminum engine, the Vega soon revealed a laundry list of problems. Its 2.3-liter inline-four suffered from overheating and rapid wear, thanks to poor cooling and soft engine materials. Rust was another major enemy. Many Vegas began showing corrosion within 2 years, sometimes even before they left the dealership lot. Priced around $2,100, it seemed like a bargain, but quality issues quickly erased any value. With just 90 horsepower, performance was sluggish, topping out at around 100 miles per hour, 161 kilometers per hour, and reliability was so poor that Consumer Reports famously recommended buyers stay away. GM sold over 2 million units, but the Vega's reputation was so tarnished that it's remembered today as one of the worst failures in Chevrolet history. It's a classic example of rushed engineering destroying potential. Number 8 AMC Gremlin, 1970 to 1978. Sliding into 8th place is the AMC Gremlin, a car often criticized as one of the ugliest designs ever to hit American roads. Built as AMC's answer to the subcompact market, the Gremlin was essentially a chopped-down AMC Hornet with a bizarre rear end that looked unfinished. While its unconventional styling turned heads, it rarely won compliments. Power came from engines ranging from a 2.0-liter four-cylinder to a 5.0-liter V8, but even the V8 model struggled with refinement and balance. The base four-cylinder produced just 90 horsepower, limiting top speeds to around 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour. Priced at about $1,900, the Gremlin was cheap, but you got what you paid for: questionable build quality, poor handling, and minimal interior space. Despite its flaws, AMC sold over 670,000 units, largely due to its affordability. Today, it's remembered less as a practical car and more as a quirky symbol of 70s design gone wrong, proof that weird doesn't always mean wonderful. Number 7 Chrysler PT Cruiser, 2000 to 2010. At number 7 is the Chrysler PT Cruiser, a car that divided opinions right from its debut. Marketed as a retro-styled compact, it promised quirky design, practicality, and affordability. At first, buyers loved the unique look and spacious interior, but it didn't take long for the PT Cruiser's flaws to show. Its styling quickly went from retro-cool to dated and awkward, making it a punchline by the mid-2000s. Performance was lackluster. The base 2.4-liter four-cylinder made just 150 horsepower, barely enough to move the car's hefty weight, with a top speed of about 115 miles per hour, 185 kilometers per hour. Even the turbocharged GT model, with 215 horsepower, couldn't hide the car's cheap build quality, uninspired handling, and poor reliability. Priced around $16,000 new, it seemed like decent value, but depreciation was brutal, and today PT Cruisers are worth little more than scrap. While Chrysler sold over 1 million of them, the PT Cruiser became infamous for being the car nobody wanted to admit owning, a retro experiment that aged terribly. Number 6 Dodge Caliber, 2007 to 2012. In 6th place we have the Dodge Caliber, a replacement for the much-loved Dodge Neon that ended up being one of Chrysler's biggest blunders of the 2000s. On paper, it sounded promising, a compact hatchback with crossover-like styling, decent space, and affordability. But in reality, it was plagued by mediocrity. The base engine, a 1.8-liter four-cylinder with just 148 horsepower, struggled to move the Caliber's weight, topping out at 112 miles per hour, 180 kilometers per hour. The available CVT transmission made driving feel even worse, droning loudly without delivering real acceleration. Build quality was another disaster. Cheap plastics, poor fit and finish, and constant reliability issues gave the Caliber a terrible reputation. Even the so-called performance version, the Caliber SRT4, with 285 horsepower, couldn't save the lineup from scorn. Starting at around $13,000, it was cheap, but buyers quickly learned why. Today, the Caliber is remembered as a car that failed on every front. It wasn't fun, it wasn't reliable, and it wasn't even good value in the long run. Number 5 Cadillac Cimarron, 1982 to 1988. At number 5 is the Cadillac Cimarron, often considered one of the worst brand-damaging cars ever made. In the 1980s, Cadillac wanted to appeal to younger buyers with a compact luxury sedan. Instead, they took a basic Chevrolet Cavalier, slapped on a Cadillac badge, added some leather, and tripled the price. The Cimarron's 2.0-liter four-cylinder wheezed out just 88 horsepower, giving it miserable performance for a supposed luxury car, with a top speed of about 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour. Even later V6 versions couldn't shake its reputation as a badge-engineered disaster. Buyers quickly saw through it. Why pay $12,000 for a Cimarron when the mechanically identical Cavalier cost $6,000? Sales were poor, and the Cimarron damaged Cadillac's prestige for decades, making the brand look like it had lost its way. Today, it stands as a cautionary tale in badge engineering and one of the clearest examples of a luxury car that was anything but luxurious. Number 4 Pontiac Aztek, 2001 to 2005. Sliding into 4th is the Pontiac Aztek, a car so infamously ugly that it became a pop culture icon. Designed as a crossover before crossovers were cool, the Aztek was meant to attract young, adventurous buyers with bold styling and practicality. Instead, its bizarre proportions, awkward body cladding, and strange lines made it one of the most ridiculed vehicles ever produced. Under the hood, it offered a 3.4-liter V6 with 185 horsepower, enough for a top speed of 108 miles per hour, 174 kilometers per hour, nothing special. The interior was roomy, and it had clever features like a removable cooler and tent option, but cheap plastics and poor build quality ruined the experience. Priced at around $21,000, it was actually expensive for what it offered, and sales were dismal. Ironically, the Aztek gained cult status years later as Walter White's car in Breaking Bad, but during its time it was a commercial failure and a design disaster that helped kill Pontiac as a brand. Number 3 Lincoln Blackwood, 2002. At number 3 is the Lincoln Blackwood, a luxury pickup that nobody asked for. Built on the Ford F-150 platform, it was Lincoln's attempt to create a premium truck for wealthy buyers. But instead of blending utility with luxury, they created something that failed at both. The Blackwood's bed was covered with a permanently sealed tonneau cover, lined in carpet and polished aluminum, making it completely impractical as a truck. It had no four-wheel drive option either, alienating traditional truck buyers. Under the hood, it used a 5.4-liter V8 with 300 horsepower, giving it a top speed of around 115 miles per hour, 185 kilometers per hour, but performance was average at best. The interior was plush with leather and wood trim, but it couldn't justify the $52,000 price tag, outrageous for 2002. Unsurprisingly, sales flopped, with fewer than 3,500 units sold in 1 year before Lincoln killed it. The Blackwood remains a bizarre misstep in automotive history, remembered as the luxury truck that didn't understand trucks. Number 2 Chevy Citation, 1980 to 1985. In second place is the Chevrolet Citation, GM's first front-wheel drive compact meant to revolutionize the company's lineup. Instead, it became a rolling nightmare of recalls, breakdowns, and poor engineering. At launch, the Citation was hyped and even won Motor Trend's Car of the Year in 1980, but the reality quickly turned sour. Its engines, ranging from a 2.5-liter four-cylinder to a 2.8-liter V6, produced between 90 and 115 horsepower, woefully inadequate for its size, with top speeds barely cracking 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour. Handling was unstable, the brakes were prone to failure, and rust appeared within years. By 1981, the Citation racked up one of the highest recall counts in GM history. Despite selling over 1 million units initially, its reputation collapsed almost instantly. Priced around $6,000, it seemed affordable, but constant repairs made it a financial nightmare. Today, the Citation is remembered not just as one of GM's worst cars, but as one of the worst cars ever made, period. Number 1 Yugo GV, US import, 1985 to 1992. And at number 1, the crown for the worst American market car goes to the Yugo GV. Technically built in Yugoslavia but imported and sold in the US by American company Malcolm Bricklin, the Yugo was marketed as the cheapest new car in America, starting at just $3,990. On paper, it offered incredible value, a brand new car for less than a used Honda. In reality, it was a disaster. Its tiny 1.1-liter four-cylinder produced just 55 horsepower, struggling to reach a top speed of 86 miles per hour, 138 kilometers per hour. Build quality was atrocious, doors sometimes didn't line up, interior trim fell off, and reliability was abysmal. Many broke down within the first year, and repair costs often exceeded the value of the car itself. The Yugo became the butt of countless jokes, symbolizing cheap, poorly built cars that should never have been sold in America. Today, its legacy is infamous. The Yugo GV wasn't just bad, it was historically bad, forever etched as the worst car Americans ever endured.